Hello everyone, I'm Jason van Leerden. I'm a registered dietitian, and what we're going to be doing now is a reaction video. So I've been sent a few videos, I haven't watched them yet. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be watching the videos and then just commenting on that to say, is it scientific or not? Let's watch the first video. Okay, slow metabolism check, alright. Black coffee, okay, so no breakfast. Photosynthesis, okay. Grilled fish, okay. Green juice. Jeepers, you must be getting hungry on this. Wait. 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and 1% other gases. Is this a diet? Is this the gas diet? How would you need to get a tester for this? And what if it's 75% nitrogen? Would that have an effect on your body composition? Let's see what else she has to say. Grilled chicken and vegetables. All right, okay, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so first of all, us as humans don't photosynthesize. Okay, so that, I don't know, maybe she's talking about vitamin D and getting some rays, all right? I don't know about photosynthesis. And it's quite interesting. So in a sense, she's doing like intermittent fasting, skipping breakfast. But if you're actually looking at burning calories, actually, is that if you're looking at the research where, a lot of these fat burners also come in, they have caffeine in it. And, they've actually seen that if you have about 300 to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day, it can increase your metabolism essentially, but that's only because your heart rate is working harder, right? So the thing is that if you struggle with anxiety, or if you struggle with high blood pressure, or if you're pregnant or lactating for that matter, not ideal. And then as well, if you have it too late on in the day, it will affect your sleep, which would have much more of a bigger impact on your body composition than a cup of coffee. And as well, she has 1 cup of coffee, so that's only, let's say, 100 milligrams. So it's not even hitting the effective dosage as well. So don't believe, so not exactly increasing the metabolism there. Photosynthesis, no. I've never heard of gases. Like flatulence, yes, that type of gas, yes, but not like nitrogen percentage of air. I don't know how that would, go into the body, because the body only works, from a lung perspective, health-wise, oxygen, carbon dioxide. I mean, the chicken and vegetables, not bad, but man, I mean, if you look at it in the afternoon, the only substantial meal. She hasn't even had a substantial meal. It's coffee and a smoothie. She must be so ravenous by that afternoon. I wouldn't exactly call this a long health diet or something that's sustainable. And there's so little protein in that diet, she'd probably lose muscle mass, which would mean that her basal metabolic rate would drop, which essentially, if you think about it, might actually slow down her metabolism instead of increasing it. So yeah, interesting one.
Full day of eating 2,400 calories. Let's go.
Okay. All right, first meal of the day. It's 10:30 a.m. I got up at 7 a.m. I just did some work. Now I'm eating 2 bags of high protein oatmeal, 60 grams of blueberries, and 15 grams of peanut butter. I literally have this every morning.
Okay. Second meal of the day, pretty boring, just 250 grams of chicken. All right, guys, you guys already know protein ice cream. Next meal.
Protein ice cream.
Guys, I was like halfway through this meal and realized I didn't record, so I'm having protein pancakes with some Cool Whey on top. The Cool Whey is 95% fat-free, because I don't need those extra calories. I have a YouTube video on this if you guys want to make the same. Let's go. All right, guys, last meal of the day, we've got a protein shake. We've got 2 bags of Smart Pop. The usual, guys, is so filling, and I'm going to have a ton of veggies.
Popcorn,
I'm going to have a big-ass cucumber, lots of carrots, really low-calorie veggies. And for the record, I'm having 2 scoops of protein. That's normal. I'm not having 8 like some of you guys think.
It's very interesting that he says that, because if you're looking at, the protein ice cream, most likely, if I'm looking at that composition, he's adding in protein shake. Okay, the protein pancakes, often they'd add protein shake in there, right? Otherwise, you'd struggle quite a lot to get it, to get that amount, a high amount of protein, besides if you're using a lot of eggs in there, if it's a version of that. And then as well as having more protein shake at night. Yes, he only said that it's 2 scoops at a time, but my goodness, if that's normal protein shake, like let's say it's our whey and casein, he will be so flatulent, right? You're going to be so gassy, and the amount of tummy cramps you would get. If you're lactose intolerant, good luck. But I mean, even if you have, let's say, for example, a plant-based, let's say protein shake, it's a lot of protein shake that you're going to be getting in, and normally people would struggle with a lot of gut issues. So, I mean, the morning, fantastic, right? Oats and berries and peanut butter, fantastic. But now, if you're then looking at the chicken, okay, that's fine. But he's not exactly getting in a lot of fruit or vegetables, right? So I think he's lacking a bit on the fiber. I think he's hitting his protein. I just think getting the amount of, let's say, the flatulence he would struggle with is that's one of the aspects that I'd look at there. But otherwise, I think it looks quite nice. I mean, having a protein ice cream for lunch, essentially, I don't think that's too bad. So as long as it's not too high in sugar, but we never want to be replacing food. Let's say having our fruits, vegetables, and our carbohydrates, high fiber meals, for a protein ice cream every day. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, slow metabolism, okay. 45.5 kgs. Okay, drink water, not bad. So one chewy. Orange juice and chia seeds. That's the most odd slice of bread I've ever seen. Bollen. Okay, more water, okay. Slice of bread and ice cream. Oranges. I love this music, by the way. This just makes it that much better. A cup of coffee. More bread. Can I just say the colors of this bread? Okay, I think I've seen like 5 different colored breads in this. Okay, more bread. What is the bollen? End of the day, okay, she's gained weight. Okay, like a kilogram. Oh, this music. Okay, whoa, guys, this is a lot. It's so funny, right? Because when people talk about, bread is, what's slowing down my metabolism, having too much bread. It's like, he just has bread. And I don't think I've ever had more than 1 color sliced bread in a day. I think it's more like 5 over there. Severely lacking in protein, right? So if you're thinking about, again, what actually so it increases your metabolism long term, besides for if it's something like caffeine, right, is that it's having more muscle mass, more protein in your body, but she's hardly having any protein. And I don't know, like for example, oranges, I don't really know of anything specific, magical in oranges that is like fat burning at all. So I must say, I'd give it like a 3 out of 10. Maybe a 1 out of 10 for sustainability. But if you like multicolored bread, I mean, this is the video for you then. So what I eat in a day, very interesting language, and then a poo emoji. Okay, this should be interesting. Let's check it out. Okay, coffee, black coffee is the way to go. Una banana, I assume. Okay, I have no idea what language this is. This is that a brownie? La photosynthesis. I assume this is French with the la. Apparently, guys, we're seeing a trend. If you want to increase your metabolism, you need photosynthesis. This is clearly a trend. I missed this in my medical degree. First of all, that we can photosynthesize. Oh wow, okay. I love the glasses, but okay, let's see what else there is. Okay. Alright, so an apple. Okay, so fruit. 1 rice cake. Okay, cool. More fruit. Okay, so no protein. The dog is even joining on the diet. Yeah, I'm just. Did I see any protein in that at all? No. Sure, there's some fiber, and I think you'll lose weight because you're eating so little, right? I don't know, technically that would slow down your metabolism if you think about it, right? So if you eat very little and you're losing a lot of weight and muscle, think about it, there's less tissue in your body to keep you alive, so your metabolism would thus slow down, right? So I'm not saying that you must try and gain weight to increase your metabolism. You normally think of it the opposite way, but it's about trying to get to a healthy body fat percentage normally, getting in a good amount of protein and eating enough, right? There's actually something interesting I want to share with you guys. So there's something called a basal metabolic rate. So it's basically the amount of calories that you burn in 24 hours if you're in a coma, right? So literally you're in bed, not moving, nothing. And let's say, for example, let's look at the client that I saw this morning. right? And then the thing is that she was about 55 kilograms, and her basal metabolic rate was 1,300 calories. Okay. Now the thing is, so that's what a 55 kilogram person needs to keep alive if they're not doing anything. So now the thing is that now you I mean, that diet, I mean, maybe it's 600, 700 calories. I'm being optimistic here. So you're not even eating enough calories that you need to survive if you were sleeping the whole day. Now, if you still, I mean, it takes energy to go out and get the photosynthesis, right? So, right, then you're burning more calories there. And normally find that it's not sustainable. You'd lose weight, but it's muscle. Yes, it's some fats as well. Glycogen, which is the starch in your body, which you would, basically it's got to do with water weight as well. So, I want to actually, what I like about this is that I've never seen a 1 month later video. It's always been like on the day, and it's not been like, oh, I did this for like a month and I feel fantastic and I feel better about myself. My energy has never been so good because my metabolism's better. So what I'm just saying is you've still got to eat enough food in the day. That is a very small amount of calories that they're getting in. All right, guys, so we're going to be going through another set of videos. So first of all, so this channel is called Blatant Reviews. Foods people think that are healthy, but aren't at all. So let's have a look, and we'll pause it after each segment.
These are foods that people think are healthy, but are actually not at all. Granola. If you look at the nutrition label on the back, the serving size for a 2/3 cup, 16 grams of sugar, 40 grams of carbs, 270 calories total. This is a 2/3 cup of granola measured out. This is all that you need to hit that many calories. The sugar, the carbs all pile up super quick, and then before you know it, you're actually gaining weight, not losing.
All right, so that's quite interesting, right? So there's three big things that I pick up from that. So the one is, yes, it is mostly carbs, because that's what it is, right? It's granola, right? It's not protein, it's not really fat. It's mostly going to be like, a grain. So now you've got that there. So of course it's going to be high in carbohydrates. It's saying like, oh, bread is high in carbohydrates. Yes, it is. But the thing is that yes, it is quite calorie dense if you're looking at the volume. So sometimes you can, have too much of it. But just because, I think recently of a study that the one doctor, just to prove that, calories are a thing, he literally just ate Twinkies. No jokes. You can look it up. He literally just ate Twinkies and still lost weight. So just because something's high in sugar, as long as you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. So having granola is not horrible. It's just about having the right amount. And more of the problems with this is that because yes, it's decent, it's got a decent amount of fiber, but it won't necessarily sustain you for, a long time. So I would just make sure that if you're having granola, just maybe 2 or 3 hours after that, having something like, let's say, a fruit, just to, keep you full might not be a bad idea. But the other interesting thing here is that it says there, 40 grams carbohydrates, 16 grams sugar. So something else to think about is that all our carbohydrates break down into sugar eventually. Like, let's say potato, right? Sweet potato, or even oats, right? Incredible, right? Super healthy. But the thing is, and yes, oats are very low in sugar, still high in carbohydrates though. Again, not a bad thing. But our body can't absorb starch. It can only absorb sugar. Right, so you don't have pieces of, let's say, oats in your bloodstream, right? The thing is, your body has certain enzymes which will, think of it almost like a pill necklace, right? So each pill is sugar, but now starch is a whole bunch of pills on top of each other like a string. So, but the body can't absorb the pill necklace. The body can only absorb the pills. So we've got enzymes. So let's say from the pancreas, we've got something called amylase. Think of that like scissors. So it cuts, and then the body can slowly start to take the starch, or let's say take the sugar from the starch, and then that's how we can actually absorb it. But the thing is, if you're looking at that, it's still, what is that, about 40% sugar? Yes, it's quite high, but the thing is that if it's quite high in fiber in there, and you're adding some other, let's say, milk that is low GI to it, it shouldn't actually be spiking your blood sugar levels. So think about it, even celery. You wouldn't say to your friend, but you're having a lot of celery, you've got to be careful of the sugar. But at the end of the day, we only absorb sugar. We don't absorb celery. So just something to just think about of how the body actually absorbs carbohydrates.
The most misinterpreted juice of all time. Orange juice. Everyone
juice,
thinks,
okay.
Orange juice, vitamin C, this, that. Bullshit. Get our Cal Tracker app real quick, take a photo. Let me show you guys. 1 cup of orange juice, 111 calories, 20 grams of sugar, literally like a candy bar in juice form.
Okay, so the fruit juice, look, that is correct in a sense, but remember, if you're looking at, let's say, an orange itself, is that if you're looking at how it will affect your blood sugar. So now, just sugar on its own, so technically fruit juice is just fructose, right? Some other sugars as well, but mostly fructose, and water and some vitamins, okay? But now the thing is that it goes into your stomach, and because there's not really any fiber or protein, anything like that, it just goes straight like out of the stomach into the small intestine where we start to absorb the energy. So the thing is, it's not really going to keep you full for long. They talk about liquid calories, so it's easy to get a lot in of it. So technically, if you're having too much of it, it will actually add, if it's adding in a lot of calories and you're going into a calorie surplus, it would definitely, lead to weight gain. But another thing, to put it into context, if you're looking at an apple, okay, now the amount of sugar that you'd get from an apple, it's about 1/3 of a cup. So the thing is, if you're having 3 apples, that's going to keep you quite full for quite long, right? But if you're having 1 cup of apple juice, the thing is, it's much easier. I mean, you're not really going to feel full from apple juice anyway in the first place, but your blood sugar levels can spike and come down. But the apple has exactly the same amount of sugar, but because of the fiber in it, it takes so long to break down that apple that the sugar release is so slow. So remember the pill analogy that we use? At the end of the day, it's not a necklace. All of it is just pills. But the thing is that it takes so long to get to those kind of sugar molecules in the apple. So analogy I like to use is, imagine a cardboard box, right? And you've got sugar inside the cardboard box. Now you've got 5 boxes on top of each other. The body can't absorb the cardboard boxes, that's the fiber, but the sugar's inside. But the thing is that the stomach acid and how we chew the food, it has to break open the boxes. So then it will break open a box, take the sugar, break open a box, take the sugar. Meanwhile, the thing is, if you're having now a fruit juice, there's no boxes, right? So the body can just take the sugar super quickly. So just keep in mind that, you genuinely want to be trying to have whole food. So I somewhat agree with this. So yes, let's look further.
Yogurt, you look at the nutrition label, 100 calories, 15 grams of sugar. Not all yogurts are like this, some of them are a lot healthier. The ones that are like this with crazy flavors that actually taste really good, it tastes good for a reason.
So an interesting thing about this is that with yogurts, we must always just ask ourselves, is that it can be high in, it can have sugar, but remember it's lactose, which we find in yogurt and milk and cheese, is a natural sugar. Meaning that the thing is that it's not necessarily added. Yes, you do get sugar that's added, but if you're looking at plain yogurt, right, that doesn't have any extra sugar in it, it's actually going to give you quite a decent, let's say, blood sugar profile. It's not going to spike your sugar, right? So the thing with that is that now, yes, if you've got flavored ones that do actually have a lot of added sugar in, yes, I do agree. It is going to be high in calories. It might not sustain you for as long. But now the challenge is you also get, let's say, some yogurts that are sweetened with sweetener, right? So you're getting still a lot of sweetness, but you're then not adding any extra calories in there. Yogurt can really be a great part of your diet. It's just more the flavored ones. But again, let's say, for example, you have some all bran with it. Some people like to have all bran and yogurt, okay? Remember is that as well, the stomach acid, so if you've had, let's say, all bran, which is a lot more fiber, and let's say not really much sugar, and you mix it with yogurt, the thing is that together, the stomach acid has to break everything down at the same time. So often, if you combine it with another food, you're actually going to get a better blood sugar profile. So if you have yogurt that's high in sugar on its own, your blood sugar might go up a little bit more and drop a bit quicker, but all bran will sustain you for much longer. Now, the thing is that if you have them together, you almost get an average of the two. So I'm just saying is that please don't never have yogurt. Maybe combine it with something else. But as well, the other thing to remember is calcium, is that it is a great source of calcium as well. So especially for kids, yes, on the one hand, you can say if it's flavored, it's got a lot of sugar, maybe not so great. But that's why plain yogurts, to get the calcium in, is actually a very important part. Guys, this was a journey. I really enjoyed it. If you guys have any other videos for me, please in the comment section send me a link and I'd love to review it next time. Until then, cheers.